Previously, undesignated survivor.
There was a plan to make sure Congressman Peter McLeish survived. They built a bomb shelter.
Speaker of the House.
We think you'd be the obvious choice.
I'm honored. I just don't want the job.
Maybe we offered him the wrong job. What about the vice presidency?
Does Liam know that the president might not be his father?
It's been a whole week since Nassar confessed to the Capitol bombing. Where are we on our search?
Recent NSA chatter indicates new attacks both at home and abroad. Nassar could prove to be an extremely valuable source of intelligence.
Put down your guns! We have Majid Nassar.
Shortly after 11 p.m., a team of Navy SEALs launched a daring raid into a compound in southern Algeria. While taking great care to avoid civilian casualties, the SEALs exchanged gunfire with the enemy, and in the end, Majid Nassar, the alleged mastermind behind the Capitol bombing, was captured. Military officials declined to disclose where Nassar is being held, but confirmed he remains under heavy security. After a video showing Nassar taking credit for the attack surfaced...
Military intelligence keeps working on Nazar, and still he hasn't said a word.
Is there a timetable for this sort of thing? When can we expect some results?
Well, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe never.
We lost a good man bringing Nassar back alive. We better get something for it.
Well, sir, let's focus on the positive. The Nazar raid is a win. Your approval numbers ticked up another...
I don't care about approval numbers.
Anne, you look lovely.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Look, sir, you may not care about your approval numbers, but you need people's confidence to be effective.
I also need a Congress.
Well, governors wouldn't be here unless they wanted to give you one.
And you're giving them a chance to discuss their issues face to face.
Well, they all showed up. Maybe that's half the battle.
Well, the open bar should do the rest. First, we'll appoint a Senate, and then we'll get elections on the books for a House.
And remember, sir, they need this to work as much as you do. Without a House, there is no federal budget. VA closes, farmers lose subsidies, public schools don't get funding.
Plus, no one wants to be responsible for not bringing this country together.
Looking sharp, sir. Apparently, I clean up pretty well. You coming with us to this thing?
No, sir, I'm done for the evening. About to head out.
Nice. Big plans?
Bowling with my brother and his in-laws, so no. Good luck with the governor, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Also, sir, when you meet Governor Rivera, remember to thank him. He stepped up to accept a plane full of Syrian refugees, scheduled to land in Miami tomorrow.
Okay.
Stop it.
You look breathtaking.
Nice haircut.
Contacts, too.
Mm-hmm. I don't even recognize you anymore.
Hey, you think I'm wrong hosting a dinner this soon after the Capitol attack?
You can't invite 50 governors to D.C. and take them to Golden Corral.
I like Golden Corral.
So the White House is riding high on this Nassar news. What's the goal now?
Well, the goal is to rebuild, starting with a full Senate that can confirm the president's cabinet.
And what's the plan for that exactly?
Sorry, who are you with?
Came alone. The Chronicle, Lisa Jordan, new White House correspondent.
Yeah, right. Look, our hope is that before the governors leave at the end of the week, that they'll submit their appointments for the Senate and agree to special House elections.
And the cabinet, does the president have nominees in mind?
The President of the United States.
O'Neill will get back to you, our host.
Way to enter a room.
Stick with me, kid. Hey, great to see you.
Congressman McLeish.
Mr. Shore, Miss Rhodes, how are you?
Yeah, that depends on how tonight goes.
Indeed. You know my wife, Beth?
Nice to see you.
Excuse me, I'm getting a drink.
All right, guys, I did want to just say, I hope you made it clear to the president I was saying no to the job of speaker, not to him. He knows.
And there's another way for you to serve, if you're interested.
Hypothetically speaking, of course. How does vice president sound to you?
Hypothetically speaking. I would be honored.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming tonight. You look lovely. Good to see you. Governor Rivera, great to see you.
My pleasure, sir.
Great to see you. How are you?
My pleasure.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Mr. President, Governor Chris Nichols, Arizona.
Governor Nichols, what a pleasure. Thank you for coming to Washington, D.C.
No, this is a great opportunity for us to get to know each other.
I couldn't agree with you more.
While I have you, perhaps we can find some time to discuss what happened with Governor Royce.
That was a very difficult situation.
Yes, I'm sure you can understand how disconcerting it was for me to see one of my colleagues arrested.
Of course I understand, but unfortunately Governor Royce didn't give me much choice.
Mr. President, it's time.
Excuse me.
Perks of a promotion, huh? You gonna talk to her or what?
Oh, no fly zone, man. She's press.
Come on, this is D.C. Hours you work, who else are you gonna meet?
Good evening, everyone. To begin, I simply want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Recently, our country was devastated by an unspeakable attack. And yet, I can't think of a more fitting way to honor our fallen colleagues than by rededicating ourselves to the values and ideals of this great nation. I am not the president you or the rest of the country voted for. But I have to believe that we all want the same thing: to rebuild the Capitol, the Congress, the Senate, to rebuild our country. I can't do it alone, nor would I ever want to. I can't help but smile at the irony of that because, well, I'm a registered independent. It's nice to hear some laughter for a change. But the truth is, I believe as an independent, I have a unique opportunity to effect positive political change, that I can help bridge the divide. And together we can find the common ground that has been missing in the American political landscape for years. If we do this, if we work together, I promise you we will be stronger and better than ever. This is how we are going to honor the incredible sacrifice.
I was on my way home, heard the shots. Talk to me.
We believe there's only one gunman. We've tracked him into the park.
The president.
Safe. The whole family's locked down in the residence. No one injured.
You too. You're with me. Let's go.
I'm sorry, sir. We're still on lockdown. You need to stay in the White House.
I get that I can't go to the hospital, but can someone please just get me an update on Mike's condition?
I'm on the phone with the hospital.
Thank you.
Well, what about all the governors?
They'll be escorted back to their hotels as soon as it's safe.
That was the chief of surgery at GW. Agent Ritter was hit twice. Kevlar vest stopped the first bullet, but the second one penetrated his axillary artery. They're prepping him for surgery now.
Oh, my God.
I just saw him. He was going home to spend time with his family.
I know. I'm sure he's in the best hands. I gotta go check on the kids.
Of course, please. Can you explain to me how they got close enough to shoot at the White House?
AR-15, range of 1,800 feet. Luckily, the windows are bulletproof.
Sir, we have an update on the shooter. His name is Murad Yamadayev.
He's a Chechen national.
Is he in custody?
No, sir, he's dead. Agent Ritter got him before he went down.
And do we know why he did this?
3 minutes before firing on the White House, Yamadayev took to social media, pledged his allegiance to Mashid Nassar.
Oh, my God. Al-Sakar has shown us they can attack the Capitol, the White House. What's next? I have to be honest. It's looking like bringing Nassar back alive was more of a liability than an asset.
Sir, I appreciate your frustration, but effective interrogation takes time.
No, we don't have time. How many more terrorists like Murad Yamadayev are out there. If there are cells within the country, we need to know before they hit us again.
Sir, I believe we can get answers more quickly if you are willing to consider removing him from U.S. soil to a black site for enhanced interrogation. My men can be extremely persuasive.
Mr. President, enhanced interrogation does not work. Nassar will tell you whatever you want to hear.
That is your opinion. We have extracted actionable intel that has headed off multiple threats.
Yeah, what about Abu Zubaydah?
What about
We had him first. We used report-based questioning. We got names, dates, and resources. Turned him over to the agency where you waterboarded him 83 times and got nothing but gibberish.
That is one gentleman.
A black site is not an option. Deputy Director Atwood, you believe you can make progress?
Yes, sir, I do.
You've got 24 hours.
Tell whoever's running scheduling that I want to see the 10-day book for the president and have Aaron find me when he comes back. Mr. Atwood.
Miss Rhodes, what can I do for you?
I was going to call you, but since I've caught you, we would like to begin the formal vetting process on a VP candidate.
Sure, I can get the ball rolling. Who is it?
Congressman Peter McLeish. I'd appreciate if you could have your team forward all relevant research to myself and the Chief of Staff.
You know, with all the recent events, it's gonna take some time.
I understand that, but this is a priority for the president, so anything you can do to speed it along.
Will do.
Emily Rhodes. I'll let the president know right away.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. Goodbye. Mike's out of surgery. The doctor said it went well.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you I kept the kids home today.
They're still scared.
We're all still scared. Tom, was he shooting at you?
Honestly, from that far away, I think he was trying to hit anything he could. Secret Service has raised security for you and the kids across the board. They've extended the perimeter around the White House. Hopefully that'll reassure the governors. They're supposed to come back soon. Hey.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a problem. I just got word that the plane carrying the Syrian refugees has landed in Miami, but Governor Rivera won't let them off.
What? The governors are due back in an hour. See if you can get Governor Rivera here before the rest of them.
I'm on it.
Thanks, Sam.
McLeish?
Yes.
For VP?
They want to stop the vetting.
Jason, you have to stall this process until we can figure out how he fits into all this.
When's the last time you heard from the mystery caller that told you about room 105?
Not since that night.
I'll work on stalling the vetting, but in the meantime, we still have Nassar to deal with. Military intelligence gave it a shot. He got nothing.
That's because Nassar didn't... He didn't blow up the Capitol.
That's exactly why we need you to get him to admit that as soon as possible.
Governor, thank you for taking the time. I asked my wife to join us because of her immigration law expertise.
Yes, I saw Sunday's 2020 piece on you.
Made my mom proud.
Governor, 2 days ago, you gave permission for a plane load of Syrian refugees to land in Florida, and now...
That was before a Nassar sympathizer fired on the White House. Today, I have protests across my state.
You and I both know that the attack on the White House had absolutely nothing to do with the people on that plane.
Those refugees are not extremists. In fact, they came here to escape them.
With all due respect, ma'am, how can you be so sure? I mean, do we really know who they are, whether or not they have links to terrorism?
Not one of those passengers has been flagged by DHS. They've been checked and rechecked against multiple watch lists. You'd find very few U.S. citizens who could pass that kind of scrutiny.
They're from a failed state. A country in chaos. It's impossible to properly screen them, and you cannot guarantee that one of them does not intend to harm us. Ma'am, the people of Florida are scared.
Governor, in 1980, Congress passed the Refugee Act, empowering the federal government to place refugees across this country.
Sir, that was, what, 36 years ago? Times have changed, and our country must change with them.
But change does not mean that we abandon our principles.
If we don't let these people off the plane...
You'll send in the guard? Arrest me?
That's not what I was going to say.
Please, Governor.
Mrs. Kirkman, I am not unsympathetic. In fact, I'm the child of immigrants, but it's my job to represent my people, not to impose my will on them. The answer is no.
Governor Rivera's a reasonable man.
A reasonable man keeping 300 refugees detained on a plane.
He's under intense pressure from his constituents. Give him time. He'll come back to his senses.
We don't have time. We need to find another state to land this plane in now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, you need to focus on getting back on track with the governors.
You know what? She's right. Let me make some calls to ICE, see what I can find.
Okay, thanks. Good morning, everyone. Please, sit. Given last night's events, I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am to see you all back here today, because the work we have in front of us could not be more important. The rebuilding of our Congress and our Senate to ensure that all American citizens have a voice in all 50 states.
Excuse me, Mr. President, but with all due respect, we can spend all day here talking about the issues that face us, but the fact is, we don't know who we're discussing them with. We don't know what you stand for.
Sir.
Governor Mnuchin, very nice to see you again.
The president and I go way back. He's a fine man. But most of these governors don't know you like I do, sir. I think this is the perfect opportunity to change that.
What do you suggest?
Mr. President, your friend is right. If we're to recognize you as the legitimate leader of our nation, we need our minds put at ease. Answer our questions, all of them. And if we're satisfied with what you have to say, you'll get your Senate appointees.
With all due respect, Governor Nichols, I'm not on trial here.
You are now.
There is no other president in history who'd agree to this inquisition.
No president since Lincoln has faced questions of his legitimacy.
Enough. I don't need a history lesson. This is about the future. We don't get the governors on board, it's over. And I'm not talking about my presidency. I'm talking about the country as we know it. And tell the governors I'll answer whatever questions they want.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is a fundamentally bad idea. The president does not answer to state leadership.
Then pretend I'm not the president. It seems to be working for everybody else.
Look, for the last time, I have no new information concerning the interrogation of Majid Nasar, including his whereabouts or any information that he may or may not have provided and would have been classified.
Is there sense?
Yes, Ms. Jordan.
Rumor is Kirkman's on the verge of losing the governor's support and a Senate in the process. Any comment?
Lisa, you know I don't comment on rumors. Thank you very much, everyone. That's all for now. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You are good at your job. Of course, the last press secretary nearly drowned from flop sweat, so yeah, low bar. I may be way off base here. Did we have a thing last night?
A thing?
Eyes locked, crowded room.
Did you think we had a thing?
I did, but I'm romantic like that.
I thought we had a thing too. It's just, your,
Press. And you're press secretary, so you probably think asking me out would be
a lapse in judgment.
Well, and since you answer my questions for a living, why don't I make it easy for you? You like having a drink with me tonight?
I need statistics on resettlement programs in the states with the largest refugee population, so Texas, California.
Mrs. Kirkman, a moment, please.
I'll catch up with you. Yeah.
Ma'am, your husband's position with the governors is rather delicate right now. It's my belief that...
So you don't want me to rock the boat?
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Nor do I. But there are 300 Syrian refugees being denied basic human rights in our country. This isn't a political issue, it's more of a humanitarian one.
All due respect, ma'am, but everything is political.
So what do you want me to do? Sit down and shut up? Is that it?
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did, and that's okay, because that's your job. But here's mine. As a wife of 17 years and an immigration attorney of 22, I am going to counsel my husband through this. And if there is a political fallout, then I trust that you can handle it.
The prisoner will be shackled throughout the interview. If you need assistance, guards will be stationed outside the interview room. Chow time. Guess your guy will have to wait.
There'll be no video.
They're keeping your name off the log. You've got one shot. Don't waste it.
I won't.
We have less than 24 hours.
Prisoners being transported now.
Keep walking. Right. He's all yours. Assalamu alaikum, habibi. Kif halak?
All right, I'll tell you how this is gonna go. We're gonna ask you some questions. You're gonna answer them. The sooner you do, the sooner we'll be done.
If you do not wish to speak to us, other arrangements can be made. Look at me. Look at me. First, I want to make sure that you know your rights. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right not to speak to us. You have the right to humane treatment, to an appeal. You have the right to confront your accuser, but only if you're here, in the U.S. We already have an extradition request for you from Pakistan for a car bombing in Karachi. So, this is your last shot to talk in a comfortable seated position because in Pakistan, human rights are optional.
6 years ago, U.S. Maverick missiles struck an apartment building outside Barmal holding over 100 civilians, including my wife and 2 daughters. I spent 7 days sifting through the rubble hoping to find their remains. Searched day and night and found nothing. I didn't sleep for 1 second that week, nor the week after. So if you think you can break me, I suggest you reevaluate your methods.
I understand that you all have questions about me. If I was in your position, I would probably feel the same way. My only hope is that when we are finished, that we can all move forward together.
Mr. President, would you consider yourself an impulsive man?
According to my wife, no.
So if you're not impulsive, can you explain why you overhauled the Department of Housing and Urban Development within weeks of your appointment as HUD Secretary?
Well, when I was appointed, it was expected that I would infuse the department with fresh new ideas.
And so you just fired anyone that didn't get on board?
The department was stagnant. I needed community activists, leaders, not civil servants. President Richmond appointed me to effect change. I did it in the most efficient way possible.
Speaking of change, sir, why did you fire General Cochran? Was he just a civil servant to you?
The general was insubordinate. He advanced a military operation without my authorization.
And Governor Royce? I know him, sir. He is a good man.
He may be, but what the governor did was tantamount to sedition.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. To be clear, the staffers at HUD were complacent, Cochran was insubordinate, and Royce seditious. Perhaps, sir, you're just threatened by people who disagree with you.
We know all about you. You know, we've been tracking you for a long time.
College in Egypt, selling Islamic banking systems in Jordan. You came to the jihad dance kind of late. The Taliban had already moved to Pakistan.
But you're big time now, right? Al-Sakar brought down the Temple of Democracy. Did something no one thought was possible. And it's already fired up new recruits. One of them attacked the White House last night. So explain something to me. Up until now, Al-Sakar has always been a leech. You just attach yourself to bigger groups. In 2013, you took credit for the Rabat nightclub bombing when it was actually AQIM that did it. You want to know what the truth is? You don't have the skills to pull off something as complicated as the Capitol attack, do you?
Anti-tank mines with Cyrillic on the outside. Pakistani lock rings. Iranian firing pins.
Someone fed me that info, too.
You think a small-time organization can get their hands on such mines in such quantities? We blew up your capital and brought it to the ground. No one else.
In defense of President Kirkman, I would like to point out that in a few short weeks, under the most unyielding of circumstances, not only did he ascertain the identity of the group behind the bombing, but oversaw the operation which led to the swift capture of the mastermind himself.
I'm sorry, but that was good intelligence and good operations. It wouldn't have mattered who was in the White House. The fact remains that President Kirkman has no credentials, no accomplishments, no real experience.
Exactly. As much as we can appreciate the position you're in, I just can't get behind the fact that you're the president simply because you were the designated survivor. Everyone here knows what that means. It wasn't an honor, you were a formality. And the truth is, the former president didn't even want you in his administration. So if you weren't good enough to be the HUD secretary, please, from your heart, can you tell me why you think you should be my president?
I can't.
Excuse me?
You may be right. Maybe I should not be president.
This is getting out of control. So you need to get in there and fight back.
Fight back how, Aaron?
Start by reminding them that you're the president of the United States.
Governor Nichols was right. I wasn't Richmond's choice for president. I wasn't anyone's choice. Richmond didn't want me in his cabinet. He didn't want me at the State of the Union. That's why I was named designated survivor. Tell me I'm wrong.
6 weeks ago, I barely remembered your name. I didn't know much about you, and frankly, what I did know didn't impress me. But sir, I don't feel the same way anymore. I ran Royce, Nazar, and what you said at the Capitol site that day, that we would rise better and stronger than ever before. I believed you. So don't let those people bring you down. I truly believe you're the only chance this country has.
What he said. Come in.
Hey, it was a bad time.
No, thank you both. Aaron. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I gotta get back to the governor's family. Can't hold him off forever.
One of the Syrian refugees is only 30 weeks pregnant and she's just gone into labor. We need to get Governor Rivera to let her off that plane now.
Governor Rivera won't be taking any requests from me.
This is beyond a request. This is an emergency.
I understand what you're saying, Alex. I've got no leverage with him. I need you to handle it, please.
Okay.
You pulled it off. Something that we all thought was unimaginable. But you were sloppy. One of your bombs didn't detonate and a congressman survived. That must bother you. Not finishing the job.
We will take out your congressman and anyone else we missed.
Because you want McLeish dead.
I want them all dead.
Whoever blew up the Capitol wanted McLeish to live. But you don't know that because you didn't do it. Why are you taking credit for something you didn't do?
Governor, she's in preterm labor. You have to do something.
I'll send in a doctor.
If that baby is born on the plane, he or she becomes an American citizen. So why not take her to the hospital where she can deliver it safely?
Fine, she can go.
And the husband, the baby's father.
Yes, him too.
Thank you.
And once they're off the plane, it can return to Istanbul.
But what about the rest of the passengers?
No.
As we discussed, they are all registered with DHS.
And as I told you before, ma'am, the people of my state are frightened. And after Brussels, Paris, Nice, Washington, they have a right to be suspicious.
But what about the millions of Syrian refugees that Europe has taken in? What have they done?
It's what they could do. Ma'am, why don't you quit while you're ahead?
I'll let the family know.
So you didn't blow up the Capitol, but you took credit for it because the actual attackers wanted to stay anonymous.
And the only way for them to do that was to contact you, let you know what type of munitions they use, so you can convince the public that it was you.
I'm done here.
It's fine, we're done too.
Who's gonna call GID?
Oh, Dina?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay. So you know that we know about your other family, the one that wasn't killed.
They have such a nice life in Dubai. Your boy with his soccer team, and your mom getting such great treatment for diabetes. But the thing is, if we send you to Pakistan, they'll also be on a plane in 6 hours out of DXB. I guess Mom's just gonna have to take her chances with Pakistani hospitals. And who knows, in her condition, it's gonna be a rough flight.
Wait! He said he wanted the same thing. Death to America.
And you took the credit so they could stay under the radar.
What's his name?
I don't know.
What is his name?
He didn't say.
You're telling me you signed on to this and you don't know the person who set you up? You're gonna lose this family. You're gonna lose your mom, all for someone who's playing you like a damn fool.
Catalan. He said his name was Catalan.
Catalan. Guard!
If you tell anyone, he'll kill you too.
Enemy.
Earlier, you asked me why I thought I should be your president. That is a question that I have wrestled with every single day and night since I have been sworn in. And the only answer I keep coming back to is what I told you last night. I think that I can affect change and promote unity. Never before in my life have I felt this more strongly. The depth of love that I have for this country and its survival. But I cannot do this alone. Nor can I waste any more time fighting with you. We need to move forward together, or I need to step down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your moment to choose. To decide what side of history you want to be standing on when the dust settles. Thank you. It's in their corner now. We'll know soon enough.
Those were thoughtful words, Mr. President.
Thank you.
But if you want us to get behind you, don't just tell us what you're going to do, show us.
I would love that opportunity.
Then let's begin with the situation in Florida. These refugees are emblematic of a much larger issue, the threat to our country from unchecked immigration. And so we want you to suspend it until we feel safe.
Suspend immigration from where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. You understand what that means. We're not just talking about refugees then. We're talking about Australian students, German scientists, engineers from India.
Our security is worth the sacrifice.
You all feel this way.
Enough of us to stand in the way of your Congress, Mr. President.
So which do you want more? Immigration or Congress? The choice is yours.
A nationwide ban on immigration. I can't believe you really want that. Please sit.
Mr. President, we're not talking permanent. We're talking until things settle.
Are you really so scared of these refugees that you'd be willing to leave your own constituents without a voice in their federal government?
Sir, our people are scared. It only takes one person to set us back, and that plane is simply a microcosm of a much larger issue.
Our borders are compromised every day. Foreigners are streaming in on all sides, and we need to stop it. Our country is not the same anymore. Not since the terrorists took down our capital.
Just so we're clear. If I refuse to allow these people to enter the country, the rest of the governors will get behind me.
A majority, Mr. President. At that point, no one would want to be left out in the cold.
There's no one time in life I did not want you to be right.
Honestly, me neither. But you heard him, Jason. El Sacar didn't blow up the Capitol. And who the hell is Catalan?
We're about to find out. Nothing.
How can it be nothing?
Let me try a different spelling. No results.
Nothing for our entire terrorist database? What are we missing?
Maybe he lied. Maybe there is no Catalan.
Or maybe Catalan's bigger than we think. Maybe he's above even your clearance. We have 14 hours till we lose him.
Seth told me what you said to the president. I think it was really great. Hello, Aaron. Rare compliment here.
I'm sorry.
What are you reading?
Well, I know you asked the FBI to start vetting McLeish, but since the president let it leak to some of the governors, I figured I'd get a head start. So I contacted my researcher.
The one who resurrected Jeffrey Myers?
Yeah.
How's it looking?
Well, very vice presidential.
Hey.
Hey, thank you, Wyatt.
Ma'am.
So I just got off the phone with Governor Balin of Missouri. He says the plane can land in Jefferson City and that he will accept all of the refugees, even if Florida won't. What is it?
It's too late. The plane left 10 minutes ago for Toronto. The mother, the father, the baby could stay. Everybody else had to go.
Well, who says?
The governors. Me. I had to make a deal to keep the rest of the governors on board.
Well, I thought we were on the same page.
We were. We are. Look, they threatened to withhold Congress over this. I had to give them something.
Tom, those people gave up everything to come here. This country made them a promise.
Alex, they're going to Canada. Not back to Syria. They'll still be free. They'll still be safe.
Yeah, but they could be free and safe here. Governor Balin is ready for them.
Well, unfortunately, he's not in the majority.
No, he was standing up for an American principle. Who are we without our principles?
Alex, it was an impossible choice.
I know, and you had to make it, and you will again. And the choices will always be impossible. That's not going to change. But you will, and I will, and this will. It used to be you and me against the world.
I have an obligation to the country. I took the job.
I'm not angry with the president. I am disappointed in my husband. I need to call Governor Balin.
Mr. President.
Please tell me you've got an update on Nassar.
Not yet, sir, but the FBI still had several hours with him.
Then what is it?
The FBI has indicated that the McLeish vetting might take some time.
So I had someone do some preliminary digging, make sure there weren't any red flags.
And?
Well, actually, sir, it's looking really good. I see no reason why we shouldn't move forward.
Okay, great. You know, on second thought, I'd like to get to know Congressman McLeish as a person, not just a file. What are the chances of having he and his wife over to the White House for dinner later tonight?
Sure, sir. I'm sure that could be arranged. What about Mrs. Kirkman?
I'll let her know. Thank you. Have a good night.
Sir.
Mr. President, are you okay?
It's fine. Thank you. Good night.
Ritter.
Mike. It's Tom Kirkman.
Yes, Mr. President. I know.
How are you feeling?
Lucky. The pain meds don't hurt either. How are you?
To be honest, I'm just glad to hear your voice. I don't know how to thank you enough.
You went above and beyond. I just did my job. And it's an honor, sir. I'm about to watch my Caps crush your Islanders. That'll be all the thanks I need.
Well, for one night only, Mike. I'm going to be rooting for your Caps, too.
Good night, sir.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
Hey, sorry, meeting ran over. Look, basically, I have no time off ever. But there's a bottle of sparkling cider on the second floor if you still want that drink.
Sounds juvenile. I'm in. But mind if I get a little business out of the way first? I need a comment.
Sure. What's up, Congress, Elsa Carr, refugees?
It's more of a personal nature.
Okay.
I have a source claiming that Leo Kirkman is not the president's son.
Atwood. What? How the hell did that happen? No, we're right outside. All right, we'll be right there.
What is it?
Nasah.
President Kirkman's promise to rebuild the government inched closer to reality today. At the close of the governor's summit, the White House confirmed that all 50 had delivered their appointees to the new Senate and agreed to hold special House elections. This was the first major step for
You got your Congress.
Hey. You've got a ways to go, but it's a start. Look, about earlier today,
No, I get it. You're always going to disappoint someone. It's a professional hazard, especially in your line of work.
I invited the McLeishes over for dinner tonight. I'm vetting him for VP. I'll just tell them you're not feeling well.
No. I'll be there.
Thank you.
I went in to get his dinner tray, and I found him like this. They tried to revive him, but it was too late.